Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, is the second largest city on the East Coast. Around 100 million people live just a day's drive from the Kensington drug corners. The city was once called the workshop of the world. Factories surrounded by row houses employed tens of thousands of workers. Today, Philadelphia is one of the poorest cities in America.
Let's ride. Come on, nigga, yeah, let's do it. Put it to 'em, put some bullets through that nigga. Don't be scared, really do it. Yeah, you hard, you that gangster, you that killer, you that shooter. You ain't scared to go to jail. Come on, nigga, really do it. Now listen, man, the story starts out simple and easy.
Riding across Detroit, nothing new for decades. In part, the hood resembles a war zone. As time passes, more and more buildings abandoned and set on fire. Far from the iconic image of the industrial centre, the real Detroit is an illustration of the negative side of globalization. The consequences of the communications and information.
It's Camden, New Jersey, right across from Philly. Camden is a city of 77,000, a place most... The skyline of Philadelphia is almost painful to look at from here because it's so close, such a glittering symbol of wealth and prosperity compared to here. They say Camden is the city that hope forgot. They didn't always say that. Walt Whitman was from here, and his words are on City Hall. In a dream, I saw a city invincible. Sadly, most people see something else.
Of new modern times in prosperity. Henry Ford made it a business centre at the crossing of the railroads and the tram lines. The Great Depression put an end to economic development. The great highway system replaced the railroad and put an end to the depot. It was simply not needed in the time of the car. A symbol of the automobile's complete triumph over public transportation, the station is still there, as well as all the surrounding buildings. Good times never came back to the area. Some of the buildings were used as storage until the early 1990s, but at some point people left completely. They left all their stuff inside, like it was infected with a deadly virus. But the real reason is simple. It would cost money.
I think they don't fix it.
This is what America's economic pie looked like in the decades after World War II. Income gains were shared by everyone, with big portions going to average Americans. But since the late 1970s, the bottom 90% have seen their share of the pie completely devoured by the top 1%.
The wealth?
Thousands might be overstating it. As of 2010, only 400 of the richest Americans controlled more wealth than the bottom half of American households. That's 150 million people. The question is, what are the people at the top going to do with all that money?